Hello. Right now it's a black screen because Minecraft's booting up. But what was I about to say? Oh yeah, I figured out how to record and stream at this. Well, okay, I didn't figure out how to do it. I found out that I think it's possible to record and stream at the same time. So the main issue that I was having was that I wanted to be able to have separate audio tracks and separate video tracks. And from what it looks like, there are ways to set that up for like stuff. And so I should be able to record and stream at the same time now. I do need to figure out exactly how to do that. So I think for this stream I'm still not gonna have like music, and I'm still just gonna record basically as normal. But yeah. Let me load the world though. What's up, dude? It's been a while. Yeah, the stream yesterday was a little bit longer. Today is gonna be shorter just because of how late I started it, but I mean it's still gonna be like, I don't know, 2 hours. So I got that. So there's 3 farms I need to build now. One of them being a cobblestone farm. So that one is going to be a little difficult because I don't think I have everything to do that. I don't think I have everything to do any of the farms, but cobble farm is probably the easiest right now, at least. Try to remember what key this is. Is it like... What? Hold on. Mods. Left the SMP? What SMP? You don't have to do that, though. It's like... Hold on. I did make progress, though. I finally did get the dragon finished. It didn't charge at me even once, so I kind of got lucky, I guess. So I'm a little bit worried about that because I feel like it wasn't that I got better, it was more that I got lucky, which means hopefully I just don't die to something random. I don't actually know what hotkey opens Litematica. Open GUI, main menu is M? What? It's easier and it's harder in a way. It's like the mobs don't have the same attacks, but at the same time, no, I mean it's easier, but there are certain mechanics like using a shield that you have to right click to use a shield. You can't shift. Like on Bedrock, you crouch to use a shield. That's not how it works on Java. You have to right click, which is the place block button. And because of that, if you're holding a bow or you're holding something that can be placed, you won't shield. You'll end up actually using or placing a block instead. And so there's a lot of things like that where you actually have to have like either a sword in your hand to use a shield, or you have to like, there's a lot of different combat mechanics that make it a lot more difficult. Yeah, I definitely would be dying to skeletons in Bedrock as well. I mean, on hardcore though, I'd probably be dying to them on Java as well if I just didn't have a shield. They do so much damage on Java to where without any armor, I think it's 3 shots and I might be dead from a skeleton. And that's without a skeleton with an enchanted bow. And when you're on hardcore, it's like you almost always get like enchanted bows and stuff. To where if the skeleton spawns with like power 5, or just happens to spawn with power 5, you're probably gonna die in like 1 or 2 shots. Might even be 1. Oh, bro, I need to figure out how to use Limatica again because I don't remember the keybind to open the GUI. I thought it was this right here, but it looks like that's not it. M+C? I don't think that's it either. So let me try to rebind it to apostrophe. Oh, okay. So it was just because I didn't use it. Know how to shoot at an angle that the shield can't block. I'm not gonna lie. I've been experiencing I don't know if it's just this version of Java, but this is my first time playing this version. This is 1.21.7. Normally, because I play with mods, my mods aren't up to date, so I end up sticking on a version for a long time until all the mods come out for the newer versions. But I did see that all the mods were out for this version, so I ended up making a mod pack for this version with my mods. However, every time I shield and a skeleton shoots at me, I feel like I'm getting hit by the skeleton's arrow more often. I don't know if it's just this version or it's just because I haven't played in a while, but like, I'll be holding the shield out and they'll still just shoot me somehow. It's not every time though. So I don't know if it's just a bug or, again, I could just be shielding weird or like, I don't even know. Like one of the times I shielded it, the arrow bounced off of my shield and it still hit me. I literally watched the arrow fly off of my shield and somehow hit me. I don't even know how. I'm pretty sure that was on one of the streams too. Load schematic. Oh, I don't have schematics. What? Okay. I gotta fix that. How do I fix that? But yeah, I do agree. Bedrock is harder. My friends disagree. They say Java is harder every time they play. I don't know if it's just because I'm used to Java though. But yeah, Bedrock bugs so much. It's like, there's so many, I mean, you were definitely around when I was doing like the RTX streams, I think, on my other account. That was a long time ago by now, but when I was doing those streams, that was all on Bedrock because RTX is only for Bedrock. And that was right when I got my PC. And there were so many bugs that got me killed in that series of just streaming all the time. Like I remember one time I was just flying over, I was flying like 1,000 blocks above the land. Like there's no possible way there's a block near me. And I just died randomly in the sky. And then when I respawned, I had half of my gear. I had like my boots on still. I still had like stuff in my inventory. Like half of my stuff was still on me and half of it was just missing. Another one of the times I was flying with an Elytra and I landed very gently on a end city, like on the top of one. And I just, even though I landed really gently, it just killed me. And then I had to travel like 8,000 blocks to go get my stuff back. I haven't played Bedrock in a long time though, so I can't say if it's like gotten better. Like I haven't played really since they added hardcore. Actually, I haven't played since that RTX series really. I've played like one time since. But for the most part, I use Bedrock a lot because I make add-ons for Bedrock. So I'm like in a creative world testing with it, but I'm never playing survival, so I don't know how bad the bugs are still. But there's also a lot more duplication glitches on Bedrock. And like XP duplication stuff. Because that doesn't exist on Java. They seem to patch it immediately on Java. I'm not exactly sure why. I mean, well, I understand why, because they're going to always patch them, but it just seems like Bedrock has so many more of those glitches. Like, I'm sure you could probably find a duplication glitch for Java, but a lot of them either just don't work or they require some very weird mechanics to get working. It has gotten better, that's good. Oh, copy, paste. Yeah, I think the last time I played Bedrock, my friend, his friend couldn't play Java because he's only on console, and so we decided to play Bedrock with him after playing Java for a while. And my friend, like, he just got into Java and he realized how much better Java is. And it's honestly the main thing about the difference is just the healing. If Bedrock had better healing, like uh, Java, I think it got better healing in like 1.10, which is a long time ago. But like, look at my hunger right now, and you could see all these yellow bars. That doesn't exist because I have a mod that shows the yellow bars, so you wouldn't actually see that. But those yellow bars do technically exist without the mod. It's just the mod lets me see them. But that's saturation. That doesn't exist on Bedrock. That means if I eat when I'm already full, or like almost full, like I only have half of a hunger bar down, the saturation bar gets filled up, which means I don't have to eat until that saturation, like my hunger won't even go down until all my saturation goes down first. And I heal immediately. So on Bedrock, you don't heal immediately. Like it, I swear, you maybe heal like once every 5 seconds, like a half heart. It's crazy. So like if I'm taking damage on Java, I can just eat and then immediately start healing, which is a lot easier. And I feel like that's the main reason I don't like Bedrock. Plus, I don't like the combat, but that's like a whole other thing. So this schematics, I'm hoping these schematics work on this version. I'm assuming most of them will. So if I load, now I have all my schematics, and I should be able to go in here and choose. Oh, I don't have a schematic for it. That sucks. Okay, I guess I have to pull up YouTube. Cobblestone generator farm 1.21 Java. That is loud. Okay, so basically what I have to do is I have to, oh my gosh. I have to build a cobblestone farm so that I have a bunch of blocks, and then I have to build a sugarcane farm so I can get paper, and then I have to build a creeper farm for gunpowder. And then I can get fireworks. And then I can go back to the end and try to go loot the end cities and get a bunch of gear. But the cobblestone farm will come first. Actually, maybe the sugarcane farm, but I'm not 100% sure yet. I lost all my stuff 8 times on the SMP because of healing problems. Yeah, that's exactly how it is. It's just, it's so annoying. I don't know why they haven't, like, added the healing from Java, because, like, they could easily do that. I feel like they're just, like, I don't know. They could easily add the whole combat system. They could add everything to Bedrock. I don't know why they don't do it. I'm gonna need a bunch of sand, so... there's not very many great spots to get sand. So if I go way past the end portal, which is... Oh, wait, that's not the end portal. That's like spawn. And build a giant castle. On this world, I don't know if a giant castle is like... I mean, I could build a giant castle. I'm not building it 34,000 blocks, though. But, I mean, who knows, honestly. Because that's kind of how big the Maze Runner thing was that I was building. Well, actually, I don't think it was that big. I think it was like 2,000 by... it was like 4,000 by 4,000. But even then, it was not that big. But even that build took like... I don't know how many blocks, but... yeah, it was over 4 million blocks. Or, well, it was about 4 million blocks. And that took way too long to get. But it's mostly because it was stone. Like, if it's cobblestone, 4 million cobblestone is not that hard to get on Java because we have TNT duplicators in Java. That's, like, the only duplicator that, like, does exist that is honestly one of my favorite things to use. But stone, just you have to smelt it, and that takes so long to smelt. Like, you need a really, really good like furnace system to be able to smelt it efficiently. And like, we also have, oh no, we have, what's it called, carpet duplicators, so we can use carpet as infinite fuel, basically. And that's what I do for my furnace systems, but carpet only smelts like 1.5 item, or no, I think it's like three quarters of an item. So you actually have to have 2 carpet just to smelt 1 item, which doesn't seem like that bad because it is a carpet duplicator. But that means when you're building like a furnace array, you have to have like a really efficient setup that allows the carpets to be able to get to the furnaces quick enough. So it limits the size of the furnace array. And so that's like the main problem, I guess. I'm gonna get just enough sand to be able to like keep this growing for a little while. So like, that's honestly probably enough. I'll just finish off this stack. Yeah, I mean, eventually I'm probably gonna get into, I don't know. I was gonna say I might get, might either start an SMP or join an SMP. I don't really want to right now. The only reason is because I don't really want to make videos on it. Just because of how time consuming it is. Yeah, you really can, but those friends have to be willing to build too, because my friend that I play with on Java does not like building. He likes, actually, that's not true. He somewhat likes building, but he doesn't like building farms, so when it comes to the farms that it takes to get the materials, he doesn't want to do that. He kind of just wants to, like, adventure and explore, which is understandable. That's kind of how I was in the beginning. But it makes it a lot harder because then I'm kind of doing everything on my own. Except for, like, I'm pretty much just doing everything on my own. Like, I think one of the things was we were trying to build a... Where's the village that I came from? Way down here. Okay. We were trying to build a... What's it called? a trial chamber farm, because at this point, this is our first times playing on the version with trial chambers. And we're playing hardcore, so that also didn't help. Because in the beginning, we were both dying, but then I just got better, so I stopped dying, but then he just kept dying. And then we wanted to get maces, so I wanted to build a trial chamber farm because we kept just going into the trial chamber and like fighting the mobs manually, but it was taking so long and we were just not getting maces or the heavy core. So I decided it would be a good idea to build the trial chamber farm, but that takes a ton of iron and a ton of wood. So I also realized to get the wood, I'd probably want a log farm, and to get the iron, I'd want an iron farm. And then to start the trial omen thing, we had to have the bottles of omen, so I had to have a pillager farm. So it's just like all these farms that I had to build just to be able to build this one farm. And it just made it a lot harder playing with him to do that because, well, it didn't make it harder. It was just that I was building all that on my own. And so every time we'd play, I'm sitting there working on these farms so that we can get the mace. Well, he had no idea because, like, eventually he was like, what did he? I got the mace because I built the farm and everything, but I built it on my own world. I started playing like solo. And then I told him how I built like this trial chamber farm that like helped me get the mace way easier. And he was like, well, why didn't we do that in our world? I was like, I was trying to the whole time. That's why I was building all these farms. And he was like, oh, that makes sense. But like, I told him multiple times why I was building the farms. He just didn't really pay attention, I guess. And even then, he did help me with one farm. Grass farms? What do you mean? How are we going to get grass farms? How would you get a grass farm?